Destiny 2 Riskrunner Weapon Review. Anyway, the Riskrunner is the SMG you get from the good old campaign and/or engrams. Anyhow, this set's a from the exotics you get from good old Asher, aka the Graviton Lance, Sunshot, and Riskrunner. It's second place. Sunshot is first place because how consistent it can make stuff go boom, while Riskrunner goes second because well, it's not too consistent, but it's still very good for PvE, even though it does fall on the not so great side on PvP. Then, obviously, Graviton Lance is nothing because the first two shots do little to no damage, while the third does a lot, and messing up your aim, and yeah, etc. Anyway, the main perks on the Riskrunner, you have Arc Conductor, the intrinsic perk. When taking arc damage, this weapon becomes more powerful, aka more damage, and resists incoming arc damage and kills extended time of this overcharged state. So when you get shot by like a fallen dreg or a captain, whatever, that's using their arc guns or a hive boomer, aka knight, usually you get the arc conductor perk activated, which make your gun kind of, you know, look like there's a bunch of lightning coursing through it, kind of like how good old Thunderlord was back in year 1. Anyway, this thing gets a little bit more damage, and also it combines with the superconductor perk, which is its trait. When Arc Conductor is active, shots fired have a chance to become chain lightning, which is just about every single one, and also return ammo, which is like about every single one. Like when it comes to chances in Destiny, when it comes to perks, specifically, like when it comes to random number generator loot, it's not that great. But when it comes to perks and chances on those, it's 90 to 99.999% to actually happen. Basically, if you're a veteran and you're watching this video, you may remember the good old Zalo Supercell. Basically, this is a SMG version of a Zalo Supercell. The only difference is that you gotta get shot to turn it into a Zalo Supercell. If you don't know what I'm talking about, good old Zalo Supercell was an auto rifle, which kind of reminds you of the AK-47, only with the magazines on the back. And it shoots lightning, and 100% of the time, the shots will chain to nearby enemies and also give you super, which is awesome. But instead of that, we got the Riskrunner, which also has the fact that you get ammo, and also the whole chain lightning thing going on, which actually has more range than the good old explosion from good old Sunshot, but just Sunshot is just more consistent because it just depends on what enemies you're fighting. Like Cabal Legionaries and some of the lower tier Cabal usually use that arc shotgun looking thing, and then obviously Fallen is all about the arc, like Shanks, Dregs, Vandals, all those three guys which are everywhere use arc. The only guys that don't use arc is bosses sometimes, servitors, and captains sometimes. And then, well, the SMG fact on this is not all that great. Like, it's okay. And when it comes to PvP, all around, it's not that great. Like, in the beta, it was awesome. Now it's not all that great because of the fact that, well, not a lot of, like, it's not very common to see somebody using the exact same arc damage all the time, or even arc damage at all. Like, it might be that those two guys over there in the corner using it, instead of, like, the whole team using it. Well, there is that arc subclass that you can nade yourself so you can get that perk going, but you're taking damage from your own grenade, so you hinder yourself, but then also give an advantage, which kind of balances out. But still, the way to make this gun work in PvP, just don't use it. It's not all that great in PvP. Like, other SMGs outdo it way better, especially the Mida mini tool, and yeah, a bunch of others. When it comes to this, the stats are not so great. It's got quite a low impact for an SMG. You got a mech range stability is okay, but the recoil pattern is kind of out there, so it's not really gonna matter. Handling, because it's an SMG, obviously it's very high up there, aka being that you can run around like crazy. And the handling, and I mean reload speed, is kind of on the low side, but hey, it kind of keeps up with the fact that it's got a 41 round magazine and 900 rounds per minute. It's more of like, if you compare this thing to other games, you could say it's kind of like the Vesper from Black Ops 3. It's not as overpowered as the Vesper, but it's as crazy as it. Well, anyway, smack that like button, hit the sub, drop the comment. I'll see you guys later.